I'ma get it. I'ma get it. I just know that I'ma get it. I'ma get it. I'ma get it. I'ma get it. I'ma get it.
Hello, fly chick coming through. Nice to meet ya, glad you came too. Like your style and you know you got moves. You spit game and you know you spit smooth. Glad you came, it's best you come and stay. I need your loving like water in the bay. Let's walk down the aisle, make a baby. I ain't been in love like this somewhat lately. Step into the room with the crown on top. Confident gripping, you will never stop. Everywhere I go, got 'em bound when I'm the queen. Real royalty when I step into the scene. A boss from birth, ain't no need to pretend. Haters gon' talk but still hating in the end. No need for approval to find my own reign. Success is my language, I speak it unchained. A boss from birth, ain't no need to pretend. Haters gon' talk but still hating in the end. No need for approval to find my own reign. Success is my language, I speak it unchained. Confidence, self-love be defined. I'm the blueprint, you know where we'll find. The boss in the game, ain't nobody like me. If you're looking for the sauce, I got the recipe. Swag is so fierce, it's a language I speak. Unmatched confidence, my power, my peak. No crown needed. My presence, it reigns in the world of swag. I break the chains with each step I take. I redefine cool. Others try to mimic, but I'm the true jewel. In the world of followers, I lead the show. Confidence, swagged out, watch me glow. Top notch attitude, haters in my rear view. I'm the star, got them all looking as I break through. With every move, you know I own the spotlight. Confidence on fleek, shining bright every night. That's right. Don't believe the hype. You better than me, you know that ain't right. Clocked in, your shift done. Bye bye up top, but no, you'll get no high five. You're looking for the sauce, I got the recipe. If you're looking for the sauce, I got the recipe.
Boxes, I cannot fit in the boxes. Stop it, quitting was never an option. Exhausted, this passion is never exhausted. And you cannot stop it, nah, you cannot stop it.
I had to switch up the flow, show you the way that it go. God is good, but this life is hard. But it gets better when you grind it smart. I'm just really trying to leave a mark. We tired of being who they say we are. That's the baton, we gon' take it far. Always been real, we don't fake it all. Tired of 9 to 5, just making nothing survive. Only living on the weekends. You really thinking that's why I'm alive? Listen, not the scenes, time to live my dreams, do the things deep inside of me. This life, it continues with fighting me, but I don't have quitting inside of me. I will not jump in these boxes they throwing me. Talking to God and there's so much he's showing me. Shaping me, growing me, taking me sowing seeds. A growing tree, y'all get a load of me. Yeah, don't let them slow me. I get the bag like a grocery. I'm on my grind like I'm supposed to be. And I do not care if you notice me. Boxes, I cannot fit in the boxes. Stop it, quitting was never an option. Exhausted, this passion is never exhausted. And you cannot stop it, nah, you cannot stop it. This isn't a robbery, hands in the sky if you got a dream. Learn nothing was blocking me. I was the problem, the only one stopping me. I didn't like it, I had to refocus. Now I'm devoted, I know where I'm going. Controlling emotions, I'm owning the moment. In order to get it, see, you gotta want it. This type of flow make a living break. Confessions over these 808s. Don't sleep on the key, better stay away. I mean, for heaven's sake, I'ma be the best. Came from the endless, I ain't with the games, bitch with the chest. Be beating on my chest, trying to get my rest. Watch me while I flex. Every win is a blessing, and every L is a lesson. So when I run into rejection, I know it's only redirection. I see the blessings right beside me. The chances of putting unlikely. I do it like I'm in my Nikes. Don't make excuses, they never excite me. Boxes, I cannot.
Couldn't be a more beautiful day here in Centerburg for baseball. The Trojans getting set to take on Cardington in a KMAC matchup. 79 degrees here in Centerburg as we approach first pitch. We'll go between the bases for your pregame show coming up next as the Pirates have another tough test in the league, taking on the reigning champs of the KMAC.
From primary care to orthopedics, women's health to pain management, the Knox Community Hospital Centerburg Health and Wellness Center provides excellent care for virtually all your family's healthcare needs. Comprehensive lab services are also offered at our state-of-the-art facility. Podiatry and surgical consultations too. The Centerburg Health and Wellness Center. It's a world of great care right around the corner.
We're all here to help each other, work together, and just at the end of the day, all become nurses one day.
You picture yourself in a serious situation, it's like everyone knows what they're there to do, everyone's there to help each other. It's just teamwork.
As we continue to go on through the program, I think I'm learning more through help with the instructors and the program itself.
I feel that they have definitely prepared me on the education side, and I did get to experience some ICU time and ER time, so I do think that that was great as well for my education.
Local sports deserve to be done right. We're built for the communities that support the game. This isn't about one season. Every season matters because every game tells a story, and those stories don't stop at the final buzzer. We're here for every moment, big or small. Watch anytime, anywhere, on your schedule. And it's always free to watch. This is the future of local sports. This is the OH Report.
Time to go between the bases. Thanks to Knox Community Hospital as we are here live and free for you with some KMAC-tion between Cardington and Centerburg. These two teams finished top two in the league last year, and they're looking to get to that position yet again. Of course, rough going for the away side today. Of course, starting out the season 1-3 in league play, but they've played some good, some top dogs, and they're going to play another one here as the Trojans come in 3-1 in the conference. Let's go ahead and just break down both of these teams coming into this contest. We'll see Cardington's bats here momentarily. So for them, the struggle has been, for the most part, keeping runs off the board of their opponents. So that's something that they're looking to improve on. Of course, they've done that in the last couple of games, back-to-back wins, but they did lose 2 to East Knox, where they gave up 10-plus runs to the Bulldogs in both of the games. So mixed bag of results, I guess you could say. They had a walk-off winner against Wayne. We'll talk about that a little bit later, a team they played out of West Virginia recently. And then North Union was their game this past Saturday. Won it in a big way, 13-5. A couple guys went yard in that game. We'll also talk about that as we get going in this broadcast. And one of them actually we'll talk about right now. So your player spotlight for Cardington in this one this afternoon/evening, Wyatt Denny. Of course, star on the football field, star on the diamond too, and you're going to see that right away. He's going to be batting leadoff for Cardington, 2 for 4 on that North Union game, 2 homers, or my mistake, 1 home run for him there, 2 RBIs on the contest. It was another player for Cardington that was able to record himself a home run. So you see Cardington, they're ready to go. Umpires just made their way out to the field, and they're chatting it up with both head coaches, Ryan Getzman for the Cardington Pirates, heading out the lineups right now, and then also the coach Josh Moss for Centerburg. So 2 coaches that know each other awfully well after the battles they had last year to fight for a KMAC title. And the winners of the KMAC, Centerburg, they come in with our first game covering them this season, 4-2, 3-1 in the KMAC. And it was a rough go yesterday, so they're definitely going to be looking to turn the page awfully quick here in this contest. 11-1 loss to Clear Fork on the road. And it was a game where they were held to just 1 hit. It was a great pitching performance from, it was Miles, who got his first start of the season for Clear Fork in that game yesterday. And I think he may have earned himself a spot in that rotation after the way he handled these former KMAC champions. Player spotlight today for Centerburg, brought to you by Knox Community Hospital, is Clark Red. He was the lone hit in that game against Clear Fork, and it was a big one too. He had a homer in a 1-for-2 day. Of course, they only played 5 innings, so only got 2 ABs each for the most part on that Centerburg starting lineup, or batting lineup, I guess I should say. One RBI, of course, was just himself, as the Trojans are momentarily going to get ready to take the field and get this game started. So we'll go ahead and go through the field for the Trojans. Campos will play in left. And actually, let's start with the outfield, go left to right. So left field, Gabe Campos. Center field will be Wolford. He'll play over in center. Right field is Ryan Long. And then going left to right in the infield at third, Dustin Parker. Shortstop, Aiden Trowbridge. Second baseman is Caleb Adams. First base, Clark Red. And the catcher behind the plate, Vinnie Morgan. And your starter on the mound today will be Bradley Baker. Still some talk between umpires and coaches. Of course, very eventful conversations usually when it goes this long. But we'll go ahead and get you that Cardington starting lineup as we wait to get started here. Wyatt Denny will lead things off, as we said. He'll sit in center on the field. And then Josh Goers will bat second. The shortstop wears number 23. Blake Wise batting third is the third baseman. Batting the cleanup spot is Abner Edgell. He is a first baseman. Evan Marquez bats fifth in right. James Fiant will sit at second. He bats sixth. Batting seventh is Braden Allwood, the left fielder. And then Bryce Hartley, the designated hitter, bats eight, wearing number 8. And then Rylan Fiant, the pitcher today for Cardington, will round out the lineup in that 9 spot. So the Trojans take the field. And again, as we said, it is going to be Bradley Baker who will start on the mound for the Centerburg Trojans. A team that has found themselves in pretty good footing at this point of the season, 4-2, 3-1 in this KMAC conference. And you're looking for them to continue to kind of just roll on as reigning champions. This is a good test here, though, today. They did drop a game earlier on in the season. They dropped it against Northmore. So that was their first KMAC loss. But typically expect to see that in, of course, baseball, where a lot of things can happen. Double headers matched up in a sort of way where a lot of the game ones are up for grabs. And it really depends on who you got dealing on the mound. So Baker is the nod for Coach Moss today. We'll see if he can put in a solid outing and repay his coach in that aspect. Baker's last appearance was in that loss we mentioned against Northmore. Pitched 5 innings, gave up 5 runs, 2 of them were earned, 4 strikeouts, and 8 hits allowed in that one. So warming up, final pitch it looks like is going to be coming up here. And we'll get to that Cardington lineup and get today's proceedings started. A lot of action going on across Ohio. Of course, a lot of action for us on the OH Report. Our fullest day yet of baseball, softball action here for this spring sports season. Mansfield Christian on the baseball side, they travel to Lucas today, and Brian Skowronski is on the call for that one, along with our buddy Desmond, who is on camera. And then also, of course, here today with Centerburg, and then also another KMAC game, Danville on the road. Their softball squad, very, very good this year. They will travel and have traveled to Northmore to play the Lady Golden Knights. Travis Berardi there on the call. Adam Thompson is our camera operator there. Wyatt Denny getting ready to step in the box, and we will start things as the Cardington Pirates will look for a big win. Just 1 in 4 tries so far this year. First pitch in for a strike. Baker the windup, already ahead in the count, 0-2. Wyatt Denny, of course, had a great game against North Union with that home run he hit. As he looks at that one low at the knees. Him and the rest of the top of the lineup, first 5 hitters, had 8 of those hits for Cardington. This one lined right back at you on the mound, and Denny has a leadoff single. Great start for the Pirates, who come in after about a 45-minute drive to get here. More like 35 minutes. Wyatt Denny will lead off first, and in comes Josh Goers to the box. Denny's got some speed, of course, as the leadoff hitter. Not too big of a lead, though, here. Baker looks him off. First pitch swinging. Chopper to second. This one scooped up by Adams. He'll throw to first in time. No time for the double play opportunity. So that lead runner will advance to second. So job done, you could say, from Josh Goers. Up comes Blake Weiss. Another first pitch swing. Popped up. Catcher will run out. Morgan lost his footing, and that will drop. Everybody's safe. But Vinny, you could see, tripped up after going into the grass. And a nightmare scenario for Centerburg. Has runners on the corners with 1 out. Look to third, and the pitch is outside. As Abner Edgell, cleanup hitter, nearly had the bases juiced. He'll take runners on the corners, though. A chance for potentially multiple runs here. Great power in the box. Runner will go to second. Throw down is in time. Great throw behind the plate. Vinnie Morgan kind of rectifies himself after that missed pop-up in the infield. Tag made by Trowbridge. Next pitch. Up by the jersey. Up by the numbers. Count is 1-2. Here's the pitch. Low and outside. Baker looking to try to get out of this one with no runs given up. Would be an impressive feat after where we saw him start out. And a very speedy Denny at third. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fouled back. Count stays at 2-2. Abner ready to go. Delivery from Baker. Curveball taken right to the second baseman. Adams makes the play, a second put out of the inning. Gets him out of danger. So it'll be 0-0 as we head to the bottom half of the second. We'll stay here and give you our keys to victory for both of these teams. For the Cardington Pirates, what they want to do is they want to stay aggressive at the plate. They've had some great goes offensively in the last couple of games, and you saw that. They swung. They had two situations where they swung at the first pitch. One of them they reached on an error. The other one they grounded out but still advanced a runner. So it's helped them out early in this game. But on the mound, you want to limit those extra base hits because Centerburg, they're still looking for that momentum early on in the season just to put some more runs on the board. They've got great pitching. That has helped them out for the more part of the beginning half of the season. But if Cardington can keep Centerburg to maybe just singles and maybe try not to have anybody in scoring position, I guess is the gist for Cardington. Stay ahead in that regard. And then for the Trojans on the other side, motivation after a Monday loss to Clear Fork, which was a rough look. I mean, you give up 11 runs. It was a run rule game. It was a walk-off from Clear Fork. They scored 5 runs in that fifth to end the game early. But now if you're Centerburg, you got to kind of shake that off, use it as motivation now as you head back into KMAC play, trying to stack up wins. And then also talked about offensively, maybe run support hasn't been there. Got to try to back your pitchers here in this one. As we get a look at the pitcher on the mound, this is Rylan Fiance for Cardington as he gets a couple more pitches warmed up before we see the start of this Centerburg batting lineup. Trojans will bat as this. Bradley Baker leads off, the pitcher. Up next, Vinnie Morgan, the catcher, wears number 4. Aiden Trowbridge, the shortstop, who made that tag on the throw down from Vinnie to make the second out, which ended up being crucial. He will bat third. Ryan Long is the cleanup hitter in right. Clark Red bats fifth. He's playing first base today. Gabe Campos, the left fielder, bats sixth, wears number 6. Dustin Parker is batting 7th, batting 8th. Brody Cole, the DH, and then Caleb Adams is the second baseman. He will round out the order here for Centerburg. Bottom one, Trojans first crack at it against Rylan Fiant, the lefty. Foul tip into the catcher's glove. That will be strike one. Fiant just misses inside there. You'll see he'll work from the stretch the entirety of his outing today. Here's the 1-1. Maybe got Baker to reach a little bit on that. Count moves to 1-2. Pitchers duel right now on the mound and at the plate. Both 24s today, too. That one misses high and inside. Not a whole lot of velocity on that breaking ball that you saw, but a lot of movement. Goes fastball again. This one grounded over to second. James Fyatt sees that eat him up, and that'll be an error from the second baseman, and Centerburg on the bases early. Wicked bounce in the infield, and James Fyatt, just a rough look there. So both teams commit an error here in the first inning. First pitch misses high to the next hitter. This is Vinnie Morgan, the catcher, who made a nice throw down to second in the top half. He'll shimmy his way away from that pitch. Count moves to 2-0. Short lead from Baker at first. A pitch from Fyatt. Swung on, taken just over the shortstop. Another base hit. First one for Centerburg today. So runners at first and second with nobody gone. There's your replay brought to you by 89 Homes. One-oh count to start here for Aiden Trowbridge, the shortstop. Squares to bunt. He'll get it down right to the pitcher. They may go third here. That they will. They get the lead runner. It'll be a fielder's choice. Huge play there out of Cardington to get the lead runner. Of course, the leadoff likely going to have the most speed. And certainly for Centerburg's case, that reigns true. Up now, Ryan Long. Took strike one right there. And now he'll belt the second pitch out to left. Allwood, nice extended catch. And the lead runner did not tag up. He's going to get doubled up. And just like that, Cardington's going to get out of the inning. Trojans go from runners on first and second to no runners at all after a nice extended catch out and left by Allwood. And then the put out for the double play that will end the inning. We'll be back.
From primary care to orthopedics, women's health to pain management, the Knox Community Hospital Centerburg Health and Wellness Center provides excellent care for virtually all your family's healthcare needs. Comprehensive lab services are also offered at our state-of-the-art facility. Podiatry and surgical consultations too. The Centerburg Health and Wellness Center. It's a world of great care right around the corner.
And we are back here from the heart of Ohio. Centerburg taking on Cardington. Scoreless at the end of one, but it was not an uneventful first inning. Cardington, Wyatt Denny led off the inning in the top half with a single. Josh Goers moved him up to second on a ground out to second. And then Blake Wise reached on an error. Runners ended up on the corners. But then Wise was thrown out at second on a steal attempt. Denny decided not to go on the throw down, and it ended up biting him as Edgell, the cleanup hitter, lined out to second, and that ended things for Cardington. So they'll look to bounce back here with 5, 6, 7 due up. And then for Centerburg on the other side of things, Baker reached on an error, got all the way to second before being thrown out at third on a bunt attempt that did not go well from Trowbridge. And then Ryan Long with a fly out to left that turned into a double play as Vinnie Morgan was caught. Did not think that ball was going to be caught as it was a overhand catch by that left fielder Allwood. That proved to be really impressive and stumped the Trojans. First pitch swinging again. This will just get over the pitcher. Wicked bounce in the infield, and safe at first is Evan Marquis. So an infield single has Cardington yet again with a runner on at the leadoff spot. So up comes James Fyant, the second baseman. Short lead at first. Baker shrugs him off. They'll square down the bunt. This one a bit better than the one we saw earlier. Second baseman had to run over to cover for Centerburg. Adams catches it there for out number 1. James Fyant does his job. Nice sacrifice. And the first lefty we'll see, Braden Allwood, after making that great catch in left, can contribute even more. Fouls this one back. Leaning into the box. That lead foot inches away from home plate. Has to shimmy inside. Maybe Baker shrugging him off the plate. Count moves to 1-1. One gone here in the second. Look back to second. Not too big of a lead. Here's the delivery. Swung on grounder right back to the pitcher. He'll look the runner away, but the runner still goes on the throw. Other side, safe. And the ball gets away too. A chance for the first run is not in time. Safe at the plate. Great base running from Evan Marquis the entire way across the diamond. Gets Cardington on the board first. So clear the bases, 2 gone. And a late swing on the fastball will start out Bryce Hartley's at bat. He's the DH. Here's the next pitch. That one inside. Back in the windup. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Back ahead in the count is Baker. One, two is low and away. So Marquis scores on a throwing error from the first baseman, Red. So that's how that will be booked, as this one's in for strike 3. So the Trojans able to get themselves to 3 outs, but not without Cardington striking the board first. It is 1-0 here from the heart of Ohio.
We're all here to help each other, work together, and just at the end of the day, all become nurses one day.
If you picture yourself in a serious situation, it's like everyone knows what they're there to do, everyone's there to help each other. It's just teamwork.
As we continue to go on through the program, I think I'm learning more through help with the instructors and the program itself.
I feel that they have definitely prepared me on the education side, and I did get to experience some ICU time and ER time, so I do think that that was great as well for my education.
Five, 6, 7 due up here from Centerburg. Trojans trail by 1. Cardington able to cross home plate with first run of the game coming out of the legs of Evan Marquise. Clark Red fouls off the first pitch here. 5, 6, 7 due up for Centerburg. It's Red at the plate, Campos on deck, Barker in the hole. Next pitch from Fiant. A little wild, high and away. Trojans their KMAC stint thus far. Started out with a 2-game series against Danville back in March. Nice curveball there. Forces a swing and a miss. Count moves to 1-2. They won at home here. First game of the season, or at home at least. 17-3 was their victory over the Blue Devils. And then the next day on the 31st, they traveled, as this one's high and away, to Danville to get a 9-7 win. Took about a week off in KMAC play. Had a tough loss to Northmore on April 7th, 5-1, but rebounded quickly, shut them out the next day, 2-0. Red swings, misses, but the ball gets away, and Clark going to get to first base. So the drop third strike will earn Centerburg another base runner. From our angle, I honestly looked like he may have topped the ball, but much better angle from that umpire, so we'll take their word for it. As here is Clark Red. First one misses. Fine from the stretch. Nearly in the dirt. Not a great enough jump from Clark. Lefty back in the box. Here's the 2-0. At his eye line for 3-0. Likely taken all the way. Here's the pitch. Oh, he decided to go for it. Just a little bit behind it. 3-1 the count now. Probably knew that was going to be the best pitch he'd see. This one also in there. So from 3-0 to 3-2. Red decides to go. It's low. Ball 4 does not matter. as that ball's thrown to the outfield. Clark not going to have the speed to get over to third. But the walk, he had second free anyways. So good at bat there from Gabe. Gets himself on base. Red at second, Campos at first. And at the plate, the third baseman, Dustin Parker. Here's the pitch. He'll square to bunt. This one will stay in play. Yes, it is fair, and he is safe. At the last second, I thought that was going to die off and go just foul, but no. Unfortunately, did not have the angle on our camera, but it sat firmly, maybe a third on that chalk on the right side. So this is a great situation for the Trojans to be in. Single off of the bunt. Brody Cole, first pitch swinging, DH. Pops it up, running towards it, and making the catch, Caden Reed. Able to make the first out of the inning. So up comes Caleb Adams. 9-hole hitter here for Centerburg. They'll head back to the top of the lineup, barring any sort of double play, which to Cardington's credit, we saw in the first inning. So very much possible. Here's the pitch from Ryland. Inside, ball gets away. Runner's going to go. Red will get there in time. The ball's also thrown away, and a second run could score. And that it will. So Red and Campos both score on a string of errors by Cardington to make it 2-1 Centerburg. Just like that, Trojans back in the lead. Here's the pitch. Now squaring to bunt, high pop-up, not going to get there in time. Now the throw to first is in time. That's out number 2. So that'll make it 3-1. Back to the top of the order. They cash in on all 3 of those runners on the base. This one outside for Baker, who is probably hoping he'd have some on at this point. But nobody on, 2 outs. Could really swing away here. Looks at another one outside. Count is 3-0. Next one to Bradley is looked at outside, and he'll take his base. So there still could be more left in the tank for Centerburg in this bottom of the second. Vinnie Morgan steps up. He singled in the first. He was the one that was caught lacking. He was doubled up on, trying to retreat back to second. Runner goes. Throw down will be off to the left. Easy stolen base for Brad Baker. Pitch was a ball as well, so ahead in the count is Vinny. Next pitch. And around the helmet. And now a runner in scoring position. Ball slightly got away from Reed. Not enough for Baker to decide to go to third. He'll stay put at second. And again, a 3-0 count. Ryland Fiance in a bit of a pickle on the mound. Slipped as he delivered that, and it's fouled away by Morgan. But take a look at him as he throws this pitch. Yeah, a bit of a stumble, went down to both hands. Next pitch taken to left. That'll get down. Rounding third is Baker. The throw will not be in time. They'll cut it off to second. And Baker scores on an RBI single out of Vinnie Morgan. So it is a two-hit day already through two for Vinnie as he stands at first, and he'll go on the pitch. Throw down will not be in time. Trojans running rampant on the base paths. Pitch was a strike. 4-1. Count even now at 1. Aiden Trowbridge reached on a fielder's choice in the first. Next pitch, breaking ball in there for strike 2. Cardington 1 strike away from getting out of an inning they'll want to forget. Still time for Centerburg to pile it on. Runner's going to go. Swing and a miss. Does not matter. Cardington will get out of it, but not unscathed by any means. Trojans put up 4 as we head to the third here on the OH Report.
We're all here to help each other, work together, and just at the end of the day, all become nurses one day.
If you picture yourself in a serious situation, it's like everyone knows what they're there to do. Everyone's there to help each other. It's just teamwork.
As we continue to go on through the program, I think I'm learning more through help with the instructors and the program itself.
I feel that they have definitely prepared me on the education side, and I did get to experience some ICU time and ER time, so I do think that that was great as well for my education.
Well, that last half inning for the Cardington Pirates just was a picture of what many say in baseball, when the game you love turns into the game you hate awfully quick. Centerburg, 4 runs on just 2 hits. Saw Cardington commit an error to allow one of those runs to score. And then also 1 left on base for Centerburg. But Cardington, it all started with a strikeout from Clark Red, but the ball got away from the catcher, and he was able to reach first base. And whenever something like that happens to start an inning, look out, because things can spiral quickly, and that's what happened as we see Centerburg leading 4-1 as we now head into the third. Baker will stay on the mound. A couple more pitches for him to warm up before we get to the next part of the lineup for Cardington, which will be 9-1-2. So Ryland Fayant, the pitcher, after a rough go out on the mound, will look to try to kickstart something for some run support. Looked like the delay there was for Vinnie Morgan to get the catcher's gear on. Wasn't the last out, but he was on the base paths in that last frame. So just 1 pitch, he's good to go. He's a pro. And Ryland will step up to the plate. Talked about Centerburg's path in the KMAC so far. We'll talk about Cardington's here after this first pitch. So Baker back in the windup where he is most comfortable. Here's the pitch. Inside, 1-0. Cardington, they started their KMAC season April 30th or March 30th with a 2-0 loss to Northmore. Bounced back and won 4-3 the next day. On the road, mind you. Count 2-0 here for Ryland. And then they had an East Knox series that was always going to be tough. The Bulldogs seemed to be one of the favorites towards the top. This one's in there for strike one. East Knox scored over 10 runs in both of those games. Cardington, however, kept it close in that first one. It was a 12-11 barn burner that East Knox was able to pull away in. This one in for strike two. After that, Cardington just could not keep up with the East Knox bats. EK won the next one 11-5, and that was on April 8th. Here's the 2-2 from Baker. High and inside. Cardington, after a rough go in inning number 2, what you're looking for is patience. And that's what we're seeing out of Ryland Fient in the box. Here's the pitch. High and away. That is ball 4. So that'll bring up Wyatt Denny again. He singled in his first at-bat to lead off the game. Short lead off at first. Just a light look from Baker as that hit Wyatt, I believe, on the forearm. But no, they're going to say it hit the knob of the bat. We'll see how much we can slow this down or if we're even going to have a good angle at this. But nonetheless, it's called a foul ball, and it looks like both officials are now going to convene and see if this gets changed. Coach Getzman already out, waiting for a conversation once they finish up. Of course, the umpire out in the field likely going to have a much better viewpoint. But it appears as if the call will stand as obviously called. And this will be an 0-1 count to Wyatt Denny. Short conversation from Coach Getzman. He will already head back to third base. Not going to try to argue too much about it. From the stretch, a little awkward out on the mound there from Baker, but it earns himself strike 2 against the best hitter for Cardington. Fient reached on a single moments ago. He sits at first. Denny at the box down 0-2. The pitch from Baker. That one, there's no doubt, that one hit him. So runners now on first and second. Maybe a ball don't lie moment, of course, hard view. Both officials really didn't have the greatest vantage point. But that'll reset the count, bring up a new hitter, Josh Goers. Grounded out to second in his first at-bat in the first. Quick chat for Vinnie Morgan as he headed up to the mound. Just trying to keep Baker composed. They've got a 3-run cushion thanks to their performance in the second. Want to try to keep that as long as he can, obviously. Here's the pitch. Squaring to bunt to Niceland down the third base line. Nice speed from Goers. He'll easily beat it. But a long round from Cardington. Nearly has him out at third, but able to get back is Ryland Fient. Here's that whole stretch again. A beautifully laid bunt. Third baseman charging in, Parker. didn't really have a play on it thanks to that speed from goers. The corners are in for this next hitter. Blake Wise, first pitch, goes right up the middle. This looks like it could turn out to be a great double play, and that it is. So in that situation, you will happily trade a run for a double play, and that is exactly what Centerburg just did. Here it is again. You saw at the tail end of the play right there that a bit of a tumble as Red was trying to find his footing on first base. Of course, didn't change the result right there. First pitch to the new hitter, to Edgell, misses low and outside. Went on his swing. Evens it up at 1. Looks at this one low. Edgell lined out to second as we see a cloud clearing away. In his first at-bat, he ended the first inning. Ended up straining a runner at third base. That is exactly where he is at right now. Is he going to do the same? Counts 2-2. From the stretch, Baker curls that one in. That will find a gap in the infield, and that gets past the left fielder of Campos. So an advancement on the error will turn into a 2-bagger and an RBI out of Abner Edgell. So Cardington chips away yet again. And this pitch popped up on the first go-around. And a basket catch made by Red as Vinny got out of the way. And that will end top half of the third. It is 4-3 as we head to Centerburg's side as they'll step into the box coming up.
From primary care to orthopedics, women's health to pain management, the Knox Community Hospital Centerburg Health and Wellness Center provides excellent care for virtually all your family's healthcare needs. Comprehensive lab services are also offered at our state-of-the-art facility. Podiatry and surgical consultations too. The Centerburg Health and Wellness Center. It's a world of great care right around the corner.
We return for the bottom of the third. Plenty of runs here so far early in the game, 4-3. As the first pitch here misses high to Ryan Long. Fouls this one back. We're even at 1. Flew out to left in his first at-bat. Well hit ball. Nearly found the gap. Maybe about 320 feet. It was just a nice catch over and left by Allwood that ended up turning into a double play. Count moves to 2-1. Next pitch from Fient. Swung on, popped up. A lot of backstop to work with. This will actually end up going towards first base. And Reed can't make the catch. Count will move to 2-2. Nearly an identical pop-up to what Cardington had at the bats to end that top half of the third. Centerburg was able to make the play. Cardington there, unable. Next pitch from Ryland. Swung on a line, and this one foul. Not by much, though. Nearly went down that third base line. This one popped up in the infield. Easy catch running in on it. James Fient retires the first hitter for Centerburg. That'll bring up Clark Red. Of course, yesterday, one to forget for Centerburg fans, but what you won't want to forget is the home run he was able to knock out in that game against Clear Fork. That's why you see a little bit more oomph behind his swing today. Maybe trying to take another one out. Instead here he'll wear it. Maybe wait for another AB. Gets himself back on the bases. So far 2 walks on the mound for Fient. And now a hit by pitch. First pitch swing, a grounder to first. He'll do what he's taught, tag first. And then the throw to second actually hits the back of Red. That'll make him safe. But very fundamental play out of Edgell over at first. Out number 2 as here comes Dustin Parker. He'll first pitch swing 2, grounder to short. Goer scoops it up, throw across the diamond. Will be out number 3. 4-3 Trojans. No runs in that inning, but they hold the lead still as we return to a 4th inning of action.
From primary care to orthopedics, women's health to pain management, the Knox Community Hospital Centerburg Health and Wellness Center provides excellent care for virtually all your family's healthcare needs. Comprehensive lab services are also offered at our state-of-the-art facility. Podiatry and surgical consultations too. The Centerburg Health and Wellness Center. It's a world of great care right around the corner.
We are back for the start of the fourth. Cardington at the plate, trailing 3-4 to Centerburg. Here's the first pitch from Baker. Swung on, grounded over to short. Easy scoop for Trowbridge. Throw to first is in time, caught by Red. So James Fayant out via the ground out. And that will bring up Braden Allwood. Sun is shining a little bit brighter now as Allwood steps into the box. He'll watch that one sail high. Game time temperature, 78 degrees. It sat there for the last hour or so. Allwood fouls this over towards Centerburg's dugout. We had some wind earlier today, but as of now, not too much, 14 miles an hour. Blowing east, which would be towards right field. There's a liner to center. That'll be a base hit for Allwood. Turning into a pretty solid day for Braden Allwood as he made a great catch in left in the first. Turned out to be a double play as he threw it back into the infield. And now he's got himself a single. Also got some wheels, so he'll take a bigger lead. Baker will fire to Bryce Hartley. First pitch foul off. Pirates 1-3 in KMAC play. What a day it would be to earn their second. Hartley swings and misses here. In fact, their only win so far was on the road at Northmore, a very formidable opponent. They won 4-3, and it was all thanks to a 3-run sixth inning that helped the Pirates secure that first W in the league. Late swing, strike three. Throw over to first, not in time. But Hartley retired on strikes. That'll be 2 outs. Second strikeout of the day for Baker. Both of them have been against the DH for Cardington. Short lead at first. Baker nearly threw one right to the helmet of Ryland Fayant. Speaking of Ryland, I talked about a walk-off winner in our pregame show for them. They played Wayne last week on Thursday. Ryland was the one to bring home the winning run with an RBI single. Here's a pitch. He'll swing at this one, put it in play. Long way to go for the left fielder, but Campos there. And that will end the top half of the fourth. A lot of runs early on. Maybe things starting to mellow out as each pitcher starts to dial in on the mound. We'll come back with the bottom of the fourth.
We're all here to help each other, work together, and just at the end of the day, all become nurses one day.
If you picture yourself in a serious situation, it's like everyone knows what they're there to do. Everyone's there to help each other. It's just teamwork.
As we continue to go on through the program, I think I'm learning more through help with the instructors and the program itself.
I feel that they have definitely prepared me on the education side, and I did get to experience some ICU time and ER time, so I do think that that was great as well for my education.
First pitch swinging is Brody Cole. Comes up empty. Bottom of the fourth. Stay tuned. Your fifth inning stretch is not too far away. We'll go over some local scores. Also give you your line score for this one. 1-1 count as that one misses way outside. Ryland remains on the mound for Cardington. Outside of a hit by pitch, dealt with Centerburg pretty well in the third. There's a nice one that swung Cole out of his shoes. One and two, nobody on, nobody out. Here's the pitch from Fine. Went to the wrong side of Brody Cole. Had to shift in towards the plate to get away from that. Even count now, 2-2. Nearly letting up, or no, they'll say it was a half swing there, or a check swing by Cole. Official looked to the umpire over at first base. He said he didn't go. So that would have been a unique situation if he did, and Cole didn't end up running. Nonetheless, here's a full count, payoff pitch coming. Didn't go. Another appeal to first. Same result. Brody Cole gets first base. Up comes Caleb Adams. Runner goes on a short lead. Pitch misses high, and the ball's kicked into left field by the sliding attempt of Brody Cole. You're going to look at this again. The throw was pretty good, just not able to make the catch there at short, and ends up being kicked, launched over to left field by Cole. Retreating back to stay away from that was Adams. It's 2-0. Grounded out to the pitcher, his first time up. Really, you just want to see him put something in play. That one fouled back. 2-1, nobody out. Runner on second now. Squaring to bunt. Pop up. Catcher cannot get there. If that stayed up just a little bit longer, I think Caden Reed, who lost his footing towards the beginning of his getup, could have had a chance at it. But to no avail. Adams stays alive in the box. It's a 2-2 count. Look back to second. Here's the pitch. Inside. Ball dropped by the catcher, but easily picked up by Reed. And yet again here in this inning, we'll see a payoff pitch. Popped up, no time for the first baseman to make track. Good AB here cooking out of Caleb Adams. 0 for 1 today, trying to break that schneid. This one put in play. Pitcher calls everybody off. He'll make the catch. Throw to second is in time. Man, I didn't even realize that the runner took off for third. Could not get back. It is the second double play for Cardington. And they get it just barely. Does not get him out of the inning, though. But it does clear the bases, and 2 are now gone. Back to the top of the lineup. Boy, a big gamble by Centerburg does not pay off. Baker watches the first one sail high. Same result with the next one, but even higher. Boy, Baker, this is now 2 times now where you thought he was going to get into a spot where he could have had some potential RBI opportunities, but again, empty bases. But last time he was up, he did walk and ended up scoring himself. Will we see a carbon copy? Next pitch misses high. He's got his base, so that's step 1. Second walk of the day for the leadoff hitter. That'll bring up Vinnie Morgan, who's 2 for 2. 2 singles, including an RBI. Throw back to first, not in time. Good reaction by Baker. Next pitch. Taken inside. I'll start the AB at 1-0. Morgan turns back, takes one to the back, and he's frustrated, but he'll take those 90 feet to first. So runners on first and second. Here comes Aiden Trowbridge. Meat of the order. 3 at the plate. Ryan Long on deck. Neither have reached base via base hit yet. But now's a better time than ever as Aiden takes ball 1. Looking for insurance, trying to open it up. Taken outside. Ryland struggling to throw strikes at the moment. Next pitch misses high and away. So a 3-0 count with 2 runners on. Usually you would take all the way, but Centerburg today that's not been the case. Green light likely on here, as this could be down the middle. No, sir. Takes that one at the knees for strike 1. Hitters count still. Fires the next delivery. Swung on, belted out towards left. And this one is going to one-hop off the wall. First runner will score. And it looks like they're going to send the second home as well. It is a 2-run double off the bat of Aiden Trowbridge. At first, I thought that had a chance to get out of here. But ultimately, it still is 2 runs, and the Trojans open it up. It's 6-3. So here comes Ryan Long. Fouls off the first one. But I mean, I said it before the swing. Now is a better time than ever for this middle of the lineup to make themselves heard in this game, and that's exactly what Aiden did as he leads off a second. Long watches that one sail away. Count even at 1. 2 outs, 1 on second. 2-run inning here at this point for Centerburg. Next pitch, high and away. Long flew out to left in the first and popped out to second in the third. Swings at this one, and it looks like the pop-up bug is going to hit him again. That's caught in center by Denny. And that is out number 3. But the damage done, 2-run double from Aiden Trowbridge makes this a 6-3 ball game.
We're all here to help each other, work together, and just at the end of the day, all become nurses one day.
You picture yourself in a serious situation, it's like everyone knows what they're there to do, everyone's there to help each other. It's just teamwork.
As we continue to go on through the program, I think I'm learning more through help with the instructors and the program itself.
I feel that they have definitely prepared me on the education side, and I did get to experience some ICU time and ER time, so I do think that that was great as well for my education.
We have made it to the 5th. Trojans expand on their lead in the bottom half of the 4th. It is now 6-3 as the reigning KMAC champions looking for their 4th league win of the season early on in the year in 5 tries. Back to the top of the lineup, however, for Cardington. Wyatt Denny in the box. First pitch swinging. Misses for strike 1. Brad Baker continues to work on the mound. Here's his next pitch. Swung on, grounded, and that'll get through the 6 gap. That's a single. Second hit of the day for Wyatt Denny. So Wyatt has reached base on all 3 at-bats here so far. Or all 3 appearances, I should say. His hit by pitch in the 3rd wouldn't count as an AB. Decent lead for him over there at 2. Josh Goers takes one high. But got to give credit to Brad Baker, not just on the mound. That's not what I really want to talk about here, but what I do want to talk about, 2 times now in this game, he has come up to bat. Here's a quick throw to first. Not in time, but 2 times in this game now where he has come up to bat, 2 outs, nobody on base, but he has still created, reached, and has ultimately ended up scoring after the fact. That's what you want out of a leadoff hitter, and he has brought it today. Quickly up 3-0 is Josh Goers at the plate. Looks like a pitcher's warming up for Cardington across the way. Here's the pitch. Inside, ball 4. So runners on first and second, nobody out. Exactly what you want if you're Cardington. Top part of the order doing their job getting on base. Now it's up to the middle of the lineup to create from here. So Blake Wise reached on an error in the first. He's going to be coming up, but we'll have a meeting on the mound first for Centerburg. Blake Wise reached on an error by the catcher in the first, but he did ground into a double play in the third. So still has to prove himself with runners on the base paths. Baker will look to dial back in. Again, 2 runners on, nobody out. Corners are in for a potential sacrifice. See what Cardington decides to do. Quick look to second. Here's the pitch. Swinging away there. Blake Wise comes up short. Another look to second. Here's the 0-1. Time called by the batter. Wise of Wise to take some time here. Now we'll see the 0-1. And it's right down Main Street. Quickly ahead 0-2 after a meeting at the mound. That is exactly what you want to see if you're Coach Moss. Make him prove he wants to stay in the game. That's what he's done. Here's the pitch again. Breaking ball out of his shoes. First base occupied. Runners out. Confusion on the base paths for Cardington. This could turn into a double play. Denny in a pickle. Trying to fight between Trojans. Runner at first also doing his thing, just trying to see where he can end up. He'll have to retreat back to first. And it's a double play. Josh Goers was sitting at first. He started darting to second after the drop third strike, not knowing first base obviously being occupied. Knocked the batter out at the plate. And that ended up getting his teammate Denny tagged out between second and third. And the only runner left is at first. So they lose a lot of progress right there. And again, doing his job. Baker, strike down the middle. This is Edgill at the plate. Baker steps off. That was the third strikeout of the day for Brad. Next pitch, runner goes in the dirt. This will be a tough throw. Not in time. It looked like Trowbridge stumbled a little bit after that slide. But you could say Cardington back where they want to be. Runner in scoring position for the 4-hitter. And a balk. Sent to third is Goers. And I'll say I'm not too sure what was seen, but of course umpire right there. And he knows his cadence better than I do. Just got to be careful not to balk him home. This one will be low, 2-1. Abner ahead in the count. Next pitch. This one dribbles off the dirt. Big backstop here at Centerburg will allow Goers to score easily. one of the biggest backstops here at Centerburg of schools that I cover here at the OH Report. So if it gets past your catcher, you're pretty much toast. So Cardington makes it a 2-run game. Count now 3-1. Coach Getzman will chat with his hitter. With empty bases, you could more so swing away. This one just hits the top line of the zone. We are full again. 2 outs, top 5. 1 run has scored here for Cardington. Here's the payoff pitch. In the dirt. And that is ball 4. Now what can Cardington do with some 2-out situational hitting? Evan Marquis will step up. He is one of the 4 runs to score. This one misses outside. Singled in the second, popped up in the third to the first baseman in foul territory. An inch back on his lead there by Abner. Not going to go. Here's a grounder. Forced to make a play. Third baseman scoops. No play really. He threw it anyways. But it's an infield single for Evan Marquis. Second hit of the day for Evan. As you'll see, not nearly in time on the throw across the diamond. So now first and second, 2 outs. Baker from the stretch. This one popped up by James Fiant, catcher. Ooh, lost his footing again. Morgan overcompensated. So that will keep James alive at the box. Another thing I notice about Centerburg's infield, Hill in the backstop. Very rare that you see that, but slight decline for the catchers as they try to make any plays behind the plate. That can really mess with your footing, especially considering you're looking up in the sky finding the baseball. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball grounded, up the middle, easy scoop. Wise there as Aiden just goes over and tags second, and that will end the top of the 5th. That will take you now to your 5th inning stretch here on the OH Report. Great fan base for Cardington. It's actually, the Cardington fans across the way as they've traveled to see this team take on one of the top teams in the KMAC in Centerburg. And they currently trail 6-4. Trojans, they used a 2-run inning in the 4th to expand their lead. Just now we saw a 1-run inning from Cardington as they chipped away. But after that top of the 5th, here is your updated 5th inning scorecard, or line card, as I guess you could say. 4 runs, 7 hits, 3 errors out of Cardington is the big story, because you see Centerburg just with 4 hits today. One of them, though, was a momentous double to score those 2 runs that you see on the line score in the 4th.